Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and we are on day 88. My goodness, I can't even believe it's day 88. So today's class will sneak in some more core work. So sit up nice and tall, hands together in front of the heart, and take a moment here to set your intention for your practice. And keeping our intention with us, let's roll forward and make our way into extended child's pose. So reach the arms forward, spread the fingers nice and wide. Root down into the base of your fingers, lift up through the forearms. Outer upper arms, triceps spin down toward the floor. Inner upper arms, biceps spin up toward the ceiling. As you take your next exhale, walk your hands over to the right and shift your hips off to your left. Take a nice stretch through the left side of your body. Inhale the hands to center, and exhale, walk them over to the left as you shift your hips off to your right. And then back to center. Come up onto the knees. Tuck your toes under and stretch yourself into downward facing dog. And then just start to bend one knee and the other so you can bicycle your legs here. Make sure that your arms are shoulders distance apart and your feet are hips width. Arms and ears are in line. Bend both knees, bring your chest back towards your thighs. Keep the spine long, reach the heels toward the floor. They don't have to touch. If they do touch, maybe walk back a little bit and see if you can get some more length in your spine. Just to see. Keep your breath steady as you inhale, come into plank pose. Lift the backs of your knees up, tailbone toward the heels. And then shift forward, exhale, lower down to the mat slowly. Knees can come down first for that. Inhale for cobra. Peel the chest up, bring the hands back toward the feet so you can bring your chest through. Low cobra or high, and then make your way back into downward facing dog. Stretching back again. Try and straighten out the knees if you can. Look forward and step or hop up. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold, hips over heels. Inhale, root through your feet. Come all the way up, stretch up tall. And then exhale the hands to your heart. Come to the front of your mats, Samastitihi. And lift your belly, lift your chest, and lift your kneecaps. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. On your inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale and step back into plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, press up through your hands and feet, up dog or cobra is fine. Exhale, come back into down dog. Always feel free to modify your practice based on what your body is feeling that day, based on how you're feeling emotionally even. It's always good to keep in touch with how we feel and then practice accordingly. Stretch back through the spine. Keep your breath steady. Come forward to plank. Take your right forearm down and then your left into dolphin plank. Keep reaching the tailbone to the backs of the knees and lifting the backs of the knees up. Heart is coming forward. Shoulders and hips about in the same line. And then lift the hips, walk your feet in into dolphin pose. Press extra weight in the thumb and first finger side of your hands and your inner wrists and your inner forearms. Now press back into down dog. If that doesn't work, come to the knees first and then make your way into down dog. That's a little tricky. Look forward, step or hop your feet up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet and reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale again, sweep the arms up. Exhale and fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, step or float into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pull the ribs in, pull the belly in. Gaze between the knees or the feet. Remember the drishti, that's your focal point. That helps to keep our concentration. Inhale again to plank. Heart forward, heels back. And now left forearm down and then right forearm down into dolphin plank. Keep picking up your belly. Make sure your elbows are right under the shoulders. And step your feet together this time and squeeze the outer hips and squeeze the inner thighs. Then walk your feet back up, lift your hips into dolphin plank, stretching out the shoulders. Press onto the forearms, lift the shoulders up toward the waist, and again press extra weight in the thumb and first finger side of the hands, inner forearms and inner wrists. Press up to down dog or come onto the knees first and then press up. And come back to your steady breath. So your inhales and your exhales are equal in length. Look up, step or float your feet up. Inhale and lengthen, exhale and fold. Inhale, press down, rise up, look up and lengthen. Exhale the hands to the heart. Inhale again, circle the arms out, around and up. Exhale, folding in, hinging from your hips. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or float back into Chaturanga. Inhale, press into up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, stretch into down dog. And spreading the fingers wide, pressing the weight up into the hips and then reach it down toward the heels. Inhale into plank, top of a push-up, right forearm down, left forearm down, dolphin plank. Again, heart forward and heels back. Lift the backs of the knees, pull the belly in, firm the legs. So we can use a lot of arm and shoulder strength, but we also want to use just as much belly. Walk the feet in, lift the hips up into dolphin. Stretching back again, stretching out the shoulders. Press up into down dog or to the knees first and then come up. Look up, step or hop your feet up. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, root through the feet. Reach all the way up, spin the triceps forward. Exhale the hands to your heart. Now tree pose. Right foot up, anywhere above or below your knee. Find your spot to focus on. Reach the arms up. Keep your nice steady focus. Then bend your left elbow. Take it toward the upper back. Bring your right arm out to the right thumb down. Sweep it behind you for Gomukhasana, arms. Spin your left tricep forward. Roll your right shoulder back. Keep widening across your collarbones. And if you come out of the pose, you lose your balance, no big deal, just come back in. My balance is very off during this. Reach both arms up, extend your right leg out, drop the outer right hip, squeeze the left hip in. Keep the belly lifted, this is core work as well. Then without touching the floor, bend your right knee, take the foot in the pinky toe side, lift up through the left arm. As you exhale, reach forward and stretch your right leg back. As you stretch it back, try to drop the outer right hip down. Yeah, that was about all I got today. So come back to center. And if you want to do it longer, push pause and do it again. I was just losing it. Right foot down, we'll pick up the left foot, take it anywhere above or below your knee for tree pose first. I'm just wobbling here today. And then reach your arms up when you're ready. Bend your right elbow. Take your left arm out, thumb down, sweep it behind, interlace your fingers, clasp. Roll your left shoulder back and reach your right elbow straight up. Lift your chest. Pin your right hip in towards center. Keep a nice steady gaze. And then reach both arms up. Point the left leg forward, extend the leg, hold it up as high as you can. Shoulders stay right over the hips, so try not to lean back. Without touching the floor, bend the left knee, reach for the pinky toe side of the foot. Right arm is stretching up. When you're steady, start to press your left foot back. Drop your outer left hip down and stretch your right arm toward the front. And then back to center and release. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back into chaturanga. Inhale, press up through your hands and feet. And exhale to down dog. Stretching back, right leg up on the inhale. As you exhale, bring it forward, knee toward nose, thigh toward belly, heel toward hip, shoulders over wrists. Then lightly step it up, spin the back heel flat, line up your front heel and your back arch into warrior two. Make sure your right knee is over the ankle and it points directly over the middle toe, the second and third toe. Gaze over the right fingertips. Lift your chest, but soften down through the shoulder blades. Drop the left arm reverse, rebend into the right knee a little bit. Inhale and come up. And shorten the stance for Trikonasana, or you can keep it long. Shift your hips back and lean forward. Right hand down, left arm up, shoulders are in line with each other. Reach the crown of your head forward. Look up to the left hand unless it bothers your neck. Exhale, reach the left arm in line with the ear and stretch out the side. Swing it down, take it behind your back. Rest at the low back or hook it onto the right thigh. Keep pressing weight into the base of the big toe of your right foot. Lean your torso over the thigh. And then stretch the left arm up again and come all the way up and bend in again into warrior two. This time lean forward, right forearm to right thigh, left arm up and over in line with the ear, spin the tricep down, and then take your left hand behind your back. Either rest at the low back again or hook it onto the thigh. Right hand can come down to the ankle or keep it where it was, or you can interlock the right arm inside, reaching back for the left hand or your shirt. Roll your top shoulder back and try and spin your belly button up toward the ceiling. Press through the outer edge of the back foot and lift up through the back inner thigh. Stretch up through both arms and come to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill the arms down and step back. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Shoulders no lower than elbows. Inhale, press up. Exhale, make your way back. As you inhale, lift your left leg back and up. And exhale again, bring it forward, shoulders over wrists, press away from the floor. Try to bring your thigh to your belly, your heel toward your hip. And then step it up, back foot flat, line up heel to arch. Warrior two. Gaze over the left fingertips. Make sure your left knee is over the ankle. And then we'll reverse the warrior, bend into the left knee again. Inhale up, straighten the left leg, set up for triangle. Shift the hips back, take the left hand down wherever it reaches. Stretch through the right arm. Shoulders are in line with each other. Lean your torso back and try to lengthen from your left hip through your left armpit. Exhale the right arm in line with the ear. And then take it behind your back, resting at the low back or hook it onto the thigh. Roll the top shoulder back. And then stretch that arm up again and come all the way up. Rebend the front knee. So if you shorten the stance, make sure you lengthen it again so your knee's over your ankle. Lean forward, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm over. and then right arm behind your back. Resting at the lower back or hook it onto the left thigh. Roll the left shoulder back. Roll the right shoulder back. So you can keep form to thigh. You can slide the left hand down or take it underneath the front of the thigh for interlock. Keep pressing through the outer edge of the back foot and lifting the back inner thigh so that back leg doesn't collapse. Roll your top shoulder back, widening across the collarbones. Press into the front heel, come up to warrior two, and then exhale and step it back through your vinyasa, or you can always skip it and go to down dog. Back into your down dog, or take the knees down and rest. Push pause if you like. Lengthening out the spine, look up, step or hop your feet up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. As you inhale, press through the feet, rising up, and exhale, hands to heart. So I'm going to take the feet, hips width apart, turn to one side of the mat, reach your arms out, interlace the fingers behind you, inhale, open the chest, and exhale to come forward into Prasarita Padottanasana C. Crown of the head's reaching down. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel. And if you've got those elbows that like to lock, soften there a little bit. Crown of the head might rest down. If you're close, you can put it on a block. Inhale, squeeze the legs to come up, arms up again, and behind you to interlace the other pinky on top. Lengthen the spine, lengthen, lengthen. Inhale, exhale again, forward. The opposite interlace. Crown of the head is reaching down, hips forward over the heels. And gaze off the tip of your nose, that's your drishti, your focal point. Inhale, squeeze the legs toward each other to come up. Step or hop your feet together, and then come to the wall. So I'm going to slide my mat all the way up to the wall. Push pause if you need to. I'm going to set up for a headstand. Now remember, with headstands, we press into the elbows, the forearms, and then we lift the shoulders up away from the ears. We also tuck our shirt in if we want to. Crown of the head down to the floor. And make sure your elbows are no wider than your shoulders. And to lift up, maybe one leg at a time. If you can do both, do both. Squeeze the legs. So I'm pressing like crazy on the forearms and the elbows and lifting up through the shoulders so that I have about 30% of the weight on my head and then 70% of the weight are on my arms. And then I'm going to lift up even more so the crown of my head comes off the mat. Maybe touch the wall with your feet. And just lifting up so you get a real big stretch in the shoulders and the belly is lifted and pulling in. So we're using all that core work we practiced today. And then I'm bending the knees and coming down slowly, slowly, right into a child's pose to rest. So we're going to do it one more time. If you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, it's your ladies' vacation time, or any neck injuries, back injuries, don't go upside down in a headstand. Instead, stay with dolphin pose or put your legs up the wall. If it feels like your neck has had enough, then don't go up for the second one. You can stay in dolphin or legs up the wall. Otherwise, I'm going to take myself a little bit away from the wall so I can practice walking forward so my hips go past my shoulders and then I can lift both legs at the same time. But I'm still close enough to the wall that if something were to happen, I could put my feet against the wall. And then again, pressing into the elbows and forearms, lifting up through the shoulders. Then hips past the heels. And I'm slowly moving into a pike position. You got to pull the belly in like crazy. And this is core work. Inhale, lift the legs up. Keep pressing away from the floor with your arms. Exhale the legs again into the pike position. If you can, just tap the floor lightly and then inhale, lift the legs all the way back up. Got the wall there just in case you lose your balance. And again, hips past shoulders, take the feet down, tap it lightly, and lift the legs back up. So keep the legs squeezing together and keep the belly lifted. Exhale, One more. Take the feet toward the floor, lightly tapping. Inhale, squeeze the legs and lift up. Tailbones reaching up toward the heels, and then we'll come down. So heels toward the buns, and then knees toward the belly. And then set yourself down as slowly as you can into child's pose. Now that was core work. That to me is tough. So if you had a hard time with that, you are not alone. And then I'm going to turn away from the wall, move my mat away a little bit, or not. Come into down dog. And then I want to release the neck, so gently nod your head yes, and shake your head no. Just releasing the neck. And then come to plank as you inhale. Shift forward all the way to the belly on the exhale. Untuck the toes, arms by your sides. And inhale, Shalabhasana. Lift up, inner thighs spin up, back of the neck long. Keep the belly pulled in and up, tailbone reaching to heels, hip points lifting to low ribs. And then come down to rest. Arms by the ears. And we'll lift everything up again in Shalabhasana. And you can stay right here in Shalabhasana or swim your arms back. Reach for the pinky toe sides of your feet. Lift the feet up and then press them back into Dhanurasana. Again, inner thighs lift. Widen the collarbones, open the chest. And come down to rest. Hands by ribs. Inhale to press into up dog or cobra. And exhale into downward dog. Stretch back, get length. Right leg up on the inhale. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring the right leg through for a hip stretch if this bothers your knee or your ankle. Come onto your back, right ankle just above the left knee. Flex that foot and bring your hands through for thread the needle. Otherwise, left foot is straight back behind you. Inhale, lengthen. You can stay up or exhale, come forward any amount. You don't have to come all the way forward. You can lean forward a little bit and you don't have to come forward at all. If your right hip is rolling down to the right side, make sure you pad it up with a blanket or a pillow or a block. Come back to your steady breathing. And then come on up. Now take the right knee towards center. Pick up the left foot. You can hold it back further or bring it forward so that your left heel is coming toward the left hip. But square up your hips and shoulders to the front. If this doesn't feel right to you, then just stay up. You don't have to bring that foot forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your right leg up, stretch it out. And then set it back down. Do the left side. Left leg up on the inhale. As you exhale, bring it through. Pigeon pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. So again, if you're not a pigeon pose fan, come onto your back. Take thread the needle instead. Or if there's another hip opener that feels better for you, you can do that one. Reach through the right leg. Make sure all the toes are on the floor. And either stay up or exhale forward. Taking your pigeon. Breathing here. And just come back to your steady breath. And again, if that left hip rolls down to the mat, make sure you pad it up so it's even with the right hip. That'll keep your knee safe. And then head up. So take your left knee toward the center of the mat a little bit. Pick up your right foot, hold it back there, or you can bring it forward, or neither. You can just leave that back foot alone if it doesn't feel right. Square up your hips and shoulders to the front of the mat if you have that foot. It's a good stretch for the quad and the hip flexor if it works for you. Tuck the right toes under, lift the left leg up, stretch it out. And then set it down. Look forward and step or jump all the way through to seated. Lie down. And we'll come into bridge. Pressing up into bridge, roll the shoulders under. Make sure you're spiraling the thighs in toward each other and reaching your tailbone toward the backs of your knees. Get length through the whole front of your body, chin away from chest. And then lower back down, soles of feet together, knees apart. Take a moment while you're here, that open heart energy, to come back and honor your intention. And then another bridge or one wheel if you like. Hands up by the ears for wheel or by the sides for bridge. Crown of the head first for wheel. Elbows over wrists, and then press up. Stretching out the front of the body. Make sure the toes don't turn out. We don't want the legs to open up here. We want to keep the inner thighs spinning down. Come on down and rest. Soles of feet together, knees apart, again with that nice open heart energy. Send out a loving intention if you can think of one. I'm sending one out to you guys. And then one more time, arms by your sides for bridge, or hands up by the ears for Urdhva. Elbows straight up if you're going to go up. Keep the arms parallel. Crown of the head, line up wrists and elbows. Toes in a little bit and straighten the arms. And again, stretching out the front of the body. If wheel pose doesn't work for you, stay with bridge pose. It's another nice way to open up the body. Good, and then chin to chest if you're all the way up, and then hug the knees in. Give your knees a little hug and rocking side to side. Give your low back a nice massage. Rock back and forth. Take a couple rocks and come up to seated. And extend the legs out. Flex the ankles. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to extend forward. Leading with the chest. Getting length through the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep flexing the feet. Check in with your breath. Inhales and exhales equal in length. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release, lie down. Put your arms by your sides. Firm the legs. Lift your legs up and take them over. If you can, reach for your toes. If you can't, hold your legs. We're going to use the weight of the legs to roll up and balance. Use your core muscles to help you. Lift your chest. And breathe here. So it's kind of like a boat pose. Release the feet, boat pose. You can bend the knees here, of course, or hold on to the backs of the thighs. If that didn't work for you, push pause, try it again. It's kind of fun. And then slowly, slowly lie all the way down onto your back. Get comfy. Hug your knees in, reach your tailbone towards your heels or tailbone toward the floor to lengthen out your spine. Cross the right knee over the left. Take both knees to the left and turn and look over your right shoulder for a gentle twist. Inhale, center. cross the left knee over the right. Take the knees to the right, looking left. Or you don't have to cross the knees if you'd rather not. And then come back into center. Sitting up, I'm going to put my legs up the wall for Shavasana today. So I'll take the right hip up against the wall, swing the legs up, and this will be my Shavasana position. If you don't like this one, then don't do it. You can take regular Shavasana. So whatever you choose, sink into your final resting pose. Let your body be heavy. Release any tension. Take a few moments to get comfortable. So while we're just getting into our Shavasana, I'm going to read our quote again in the beginning. This is another quote from Shawn Achor's book, The Happiness Advantage. Yesterday, it talked about the Tetris effect and how our brain can scan for certain things. We can scan for the positive, we can scan for the negative. Today's quote, he says, "Countless studies have shown that consistently grateful people are more energetic, emotionally intelligent, forgiving, and less likely to be depressed, anxious, or lonely. And it's not that people are only grateful because they're happier either. Gratitude has proven to be a significant cause of positive outcomes. When researchers pick random volunteers and train them to be more grateful over a period of a few weeks, they become happier and more optimistic. They feel more socially connected, enjoy better quality sleep, and even experience fewer headaches than the control group." So I mentioned yesterday about practicing your gratitude. Shawn Achor talks about the 3 gratitudes every day. So pick a time in the day, get a notebook, piece of paper, have it close to you, maybe close to the bed or wherever you want to do it. Just write down 3 things that you're grateful for. You're retraining the brain how to scan the world for the positive. And I'll let you rest now. Start to make movements in your fingers and your toes. If your legs are up the wall, just draw your knees into your chest, give them a hug. If you're on your back, roll off to one side, knees bent. Rolling on to the right side. And then slowly press yourself up. And we'll come into a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. And bring the hands together in front of the heart, hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to our heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to our mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication, sending out this wonderful energy we created to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today on your mats. If you liked our class, please push the like button and subscribe and share and comment. I love your comments, and these all are things that help our channel as a whole. And if you have any ability to support Fightmaster Yoga, there's a link below to send a donation through PayPal, or go to fightmasteryoga.com. There's an Amazon logo on the homepage on the right side, and you can click through there, do your Amazon shopping. It doesn't cost you any more, and it helps to support us. There's also a link or a little logo for Audible, so you can listen to the Happiness Advantage through Audible, and you can get two, I think it said something like 2 books for free or something, so it's not a bad deal. But I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow, day 89. Bye.